Welcome back to my channel. After some dreadful weeks of an autumn-like summer with a lot of storms, gushing rains and quite cold temperatures, I became sick, even lost my voice for over 10 days, and so I needed a little pick-me-up. So I did it again. I ordered me some orchids and a few new pots. First, let's open up an envelope I've gotten. I saw that the Orchid Saga had very long strings of Syntec, and in preparation for the Psychopsis project that's coming soon, I asked him if he could send me some to try them out as wicks for semi-hydro. He did, and this was not a gift. I paid well for them. Now let's see what was in the first box. I didn't film the unpacking, but I'll show you the plants box by box. 2 new Japanese Neophynetia varieties, 4 jewel orchids and the Madagascan terrestrial. As usual, both the Neophynetia falcata are well-grown plants and came in very compacted sphagnum moss. This first one is a real miniature again. And the Hime Kayumaru is a larger tiger variegated one, and depending on the light, it'll show more or less of the yellowish variegation. These Anoectochilus are 4 color variations of the same species. Although they were listed as small, I didn't expect to get such tiny seedlings, but they weren't that expensive. There's something new I just wanna try. And these jewel orchids are mainly grown for their decorative leaves because the flowers are mostly small and despicable. The Oceocladis spatulifera is a Madagascan terrestrial orchid that grows in sandy substrates near the sea. This one should have been flowering size, but it's really 1 to 2 years from producing adult leaves and bulbs. A bit of a disappointment. On my monthly visit to Aechmea Orchids in Belgium to pick up some fertilizer and other plants for fellow orchid growers, of course I couldn't resist and bring some home for me too. So here's what I bought. Only 8 new orchids and a tillandsia. First up, 2 nicely grown Sarcochilis hybrids, as if I don't have enough of them, but I really like those small springtime flowers. Maybe it's time to start cataloging them so I don't buy doubles in the future. And since I already have so many small orchids, why not get a larger growing Brassia? This is a sturdy division of their own mother plants that already produced a nice new growth and roots and is working on a new growth too. And an orchid I've been willing to get and grow for many years, so now I finally got one. Lycaste virginalis, what was used to be called Lycaste skinneri, but of course some idiots changed its name again. It's a cool to intermediate grower and I really like the large blooms on it, so why not? And of course a Pleuretalis ruscifolia. Ince divided his plant to share a piece with me. My piece died almost immediately and so did Ince's, so I brought 2 new plants, one I already sent to him and one for me. I've never grown Pleuretalis, but this one seems to be doing okay while it's been in my care for more than 2 weeks now. A heat and sun lover, Brassavola tuberculata, another division from mother plants out of their own collection at Aechmea. It looks like a nice big plant, but I suspect, as I often do, there are at least divisions in the pot. They also had a few divisions or caeques of Phalaenopsis fasciata for sale, so I decided to bring me one. Now this is not the best there was, but it was quite busy at the nursery and I was helping two ladies that grow in a house environment and selected the two best for them. And lastly, Tillandsia kirchneckeri, a very rare, heat and drought-loving, blue-flowered Tillandsia. This one's very hard to find, and now I have two of them. And for the European orchid lovers, for Akern's 45th birthday, I have a surprise coming up shortly, which I hope you all will like. So keep watching my channel. As you know, I do like my pots, so here are a few new ones. Unfortunately, the web shop I normally buy from has changed their way of photographing their pots. Some images look like drawings, while with others the colors are completely off, as I will show you. So now I have to start looking for a new shop to get more in the future. The next box came from a small orchid nursery in the Netherlands, one I had never heard from before, so I tried a small order. They had something I wanted, they weren't that expensive, but what they sent were mostly very young plants or divisions, and they came in soaking wet sphagnum moss, while temperatures outside were quite cool. This Brassia fausta is one of the reasonable ones, but while it's kept in that wet moss, I don't think there will be a lot of live fruits. This is a compact growing, quite small species. And this one, Maxillaria variabilis brown, is a very dark red form of this variable species, and this one was the reason I placed the order. I bought 3 of these, 1 for Inse and 2 for me. This Dendrobium trantuanii is just a big seedling. Its flattened bulbs can get up to 30 centimeters or 1 foot. Although it's classified as a miniature, it really isn't. It's a cold to intermediate grower. I also ordered 2 different jewel orchids that turned out to be just rooted cuttings. But they seem healthy, so let's hope I can grow them on. The third and last box of orchids came from a nursery in Germany. Unfortunately, they always pack their plants quite unprotected in a box filled with styrofoam, so plants often are losing their pots or leaves get damaged during transport. First up, Gastrochilus japonicus. A young plant, looking good, although it's in compacted sphagnum moss, and it's one I always wanted to add to my collection. And I know from experience that the Gastrochilus are not the easiest to grow in a home environment, but I just have to try. By the way, this one has sweet perfumed flowers. A nice Leptotis unicolor, a replacement for one of the Leptotis I lost this winter. and one more Dendrobium moniliforme, another pink-flowered wild one from Japan. Two more Barkeria species to add to the collection. If you grow Barkeria, successfully or not, I'm trying to put together a group of people to do a care collab on them. If you want to join, please leave me a note in the comment section or send me an email. Barkeria aren't that common and they often give problems trying to grow them. So let's get together and show off our successes and failures in a care collab. One more Anoectochilus species to add to my group. I really love these cold growers from Australia. But this one really needs attention, because it's in a clear pot and almost certainly kept very wet. A lot of algae are growing in the medium, so I need to attend to it and check out the roots soon. And as with Barkeria, if you grow Anoectochilus and want to join in a care collab, please leave me a comment below or email me, as these underrated orchids are worth a lot more attention from orchid lovers in the future. Now this one is Ince's fault. He showed us his Eria in flower a few weeks ago and I immediately fell in love with it. So I went searching and found one I thought would please me. So I bought me an Eria javanica. Another genus I've never grown before, Coelogyne. This is a warm grower and it should produce long, drooping, multi-flowered spikes in the future. But as you can see, this one has really dried out bulbs. So I need to attend to it soon, so I won't lose part of the plant. Dendrobium or Inobulbon munificum is one of the rarer species that originates from New Caledonia, an island northeast of Australia. This still is a young plant and it will take at least 1 or 2 years before it's up to blooming size, but I always wanted one, so let's try and keep it alive and growing. Another terrestrial orchid, Unpacking variety Sandragatensis, a medium-sized Madagascan species. I like the flowers, so I ordered me one too. Urstedela schweinfurtiana is a close relative to Epidendrum, and at one time was even part of that genus. It's semi-terrestrial and can grow very big. So I thought it would be a nice companion plant for one of my larger philodendron. This Lycaste I thought had wonderfully colored pink flowers, so I ordered one too. It's a hybrid with Lycaste virginalis in its bloodline, and it's an intermediate to warm grower. However, the plant is quite wonky in the pot and the bulbs really are shriveling, so another one that needs extra care. And while we're busy, why not another Cymbidium ensifolium? This is a Japanese albescens form with yellowish green flowers. Before we go on, I would ask you to please subscribe to my channel. Over the last months, my subscribers count really took a jump, and with 946 subscribers already, I'm not that far away from 1000 subscribers. And when I reach my goal, there will be a surprise waiting for you, my viewers. A way of thanking you for your support and thank you for watching my videos. You all really inspire me to keep on posting and share my hobbies with you. Now I know I went a little overboard with ordering and there's a lot of work to do in the near future, but I'm feeling better now. Some more repotting and care videos are coming up soon, even some I recorded earlier with updates on how the plants are doing now. With all the new orchids and the Psychopsis project in the making, I went to the largest garden and plant center in my vicinity, hoping to get some hydroponic materials I would be needing for that project, but unfortunately there wasn't much there. So next to what I could find, I also bought a few tropical plants. Tillandsia cyanea ivory tower is a terrestrial grower with white flowers that I really liked. I had never seen it before, it wasn't expensive, so I brought one home. A young rooted cutting from Philodendron hastatum, also known as a silver sword plant. This one has silvery green, spear-shaped leaves that can grow quite big, but I have something in mind with it. It's a really easy plant to care for. Although there wasn't much really to my liking, I did find this Aechmea fasciata that already had 2 new baby growths. It's a species I like and I've grown many years ago, so I thought to myself, why not? And lastly, I saw this tropical bright orange flowered hibiscus and fell in love with it. I always loved tropical hibiscus, but haven't grown them for many years, but this one certainly brings bright sunshine into my home again. Thanks for watching, remember to hit that subscribe button, and until next time.